guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of the Tarot Banksy. So this deck is by Shiloh Lewis, and I believe the creator has this on Kickstarter now. So I originally got this on Etsy, and I searched for it on Etsy, but I couldn't find it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Or maybe it's not. But yeah, so it's now on Kickstarter, so if you're interested after seeing the images and you want to help back this creator, then by all means do so. So when I got the deck, it was just in this plain white box, but it came with like kind of like those vinyl stickers that you put on windows, but this one had a bit more stick, so I ended up sticking it to the cover so that way it wasn't so plain. And I know like what it is because obviously this is Banksy's art, and Banksy is a like a street artist out in the UK, so like very famous street artist. So you know, I know that this is my Banksy deck. Okay, so I'm going to just take out the cards. So again, just your plain white box here. And take a look at the backing. So I don't know if, because I haven't researched, if the creator is going to do them exactly the same, like the same type of coating, same size, but this was what I got. And so obviously it says Banksy, or there you go, Banksy on both sides, or up and down, and just getting in so you guys can see. And it does have a coating on it, so and it's a very glossy coating there, you guys can see. Nice and bendy cardstock, almost like plastic. Oops. So yeah, it's got this bend to it, but you know that your cards aren't going to get all warped because of the coating that's on here. However, I will say that the the smell was like that, I don't know, like fresh vinyl or fresh polyurethane. I don't know. It was a very heavy chemical smell that came with the deck, and it was really hard to air it out. So I left these cards out of the box. Otherwise, it was just like getting soaked up with the smell that was coming off of them. And I'm pretty sure that's just from the coating that was on the cards. So yeah, if you are, and again, I don't know if when this deck gets funded on Kickstarter, if it's going to have the same coating, but it was a pretty strong smell. And so if you're sensitive to smells, then just know that if you get it, just leave it out to air out. But what I do like about the coating is if I do get it wet or I do take it outside, I'm not worried about the cards actually getting damaged. I mean, I'm not going to soak this in water by any means, but you know, if I get a couple of drops of water or even like a drop of oil or something, I could just like wipe it off right away and it's fine. Okay, so this is, let's see, let me grab a deck so you guys can get a size comparison. So I have a card from my Santa Muerte deck. And this is your standard tarot size, and yep, it looks like it's that standard tarot size, so there we go. Sorry, it just looked, I don't know, it just looked skinnier and taller, but maybe that's just because of the wording on there. It's like an optical illusion. You can see that basically it's just the street art that's been put on here, but what I like down at the bottom is that it it does kind of have that, you know, stenciled look, which is pretty cool, or the like stamp look. And I originally saw this deck because of Veronica, one of the Veronicas, not Veronica Rose, but the other Veronica. I know a lot of Veronicas on YouTube, but she had this and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, and so although the cards are kind of thin, they're bendy, and I'm not afraid of them being destroyed. Okay, so stencils. Let me just take a look at my cards here again. Okay, so stencils is pentacles. And I'm just going to go through them. I use this deck a lot, so they're not in order. Buckets is cups. And I love that this is a totally different perspective on each of these cards. The karma. Gosh, I mean, yes. Just so cool. The devil card. I love this temperance card. Here you have the angel, but like the bulletproof vest, so it's like that juxtaposition, and already has like a little paintball splatter. Brushes is wands. And I will say that, you know, this is a very, like, to me, serious deck. Like, you're looking at this stuff, like, okay, Steve Jobs here. Okay, he's got his, like, old computer. Remember when he got kicked out of his own company that he started? He got kicked out of Apple very publicly. And it was, you know, he had to hit the road and basically start all over. And that's kind of, you know, because of that, Pixar was created. And then, of course, he was asked to, if he wanted to come back to Apple. But I think that's a very interesting with the Six of Spray Cans. Spray cans is swords, so that journey. But oftentimes, you know, seeing it this way and knowing, you know, about Steve Jobs, like, okay, so that's a journey that led to something very fruitful, even though it sucked. So that's interesting. So yeah, just so different. Mama of Spray Cans, that's the queen. Papa is the king. It's just such a different take. Oh my gosh. And then death. You know, a picture of suicide, but it's turning into butterflies, a transformation. So perhaps a suicide of not the human body, but of an old way of doing things, getting rid of, and whoo, pack some punches, let me tell you. I do like the Pope mixed with the Marilyn Monroe. It's pretty freaking awesome. Supposedly, possibly the husband looking for the guy that's been with his wife. Probably my favorite card. Yes. Like when I work with this deck, like I haven't worked with it with other people. This has just been for me. The sister is the page. It's been very, like, if I'm really looking for some serious, like, in-your-face answers, like no beating around the bush, then yes, I'm gonna use this deck. So definitely not, and at least in my case, not for fluff, not for a daily draw, because I did use it for a daily draw and I was like, holy shit, you know, that's a little heavy because it's still the morning time. I am Banksy's mother. That is so cool. Okay, the brother would be the knight in this deck. Pillow fight, much better. I think this is the only one that's sideways. Here you have likes, comments, followers. 10 of spray cans, so 10 of swords. No comments, no likes, no following. It is the end. Work for idiots. I like it. It's just, it goes against the grain. It goes, it's like, it's so not, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, the Eight of Buckets. I love it. Oh. Yeah, it's not subtle. That's what I'm looking for. Very heavy hitting. Does it in a cheeky way, but it's definitely not beating around the bush. Yes. Last one. Okay. I will put a link below to the Kickstarter in case you are interested, because I did find that in my internet search. Okay, so let me show you just kind of how they shuffle. Some people are very interested in that. By showing you this, not saying that you need to go back it on Kickstarter, you need to go buy it or anything like that, but I really like the art. I really like the different point of view on how you would take the tarot cards, you know, with the symbolism and the meanings and things like that, where it's still, it's not straying too far from like the original meanings. It's just the perspective is so raw and different, and I just feel like it's really interesting, and I just want to put Banksy's artwork out there because I like Banksy. So, and Banksy, again, is not the creator of the deck. Banksy is a famous street artist, but again, the creator is Shiloh Lewis, so definitely look it up. And yeah, so sometimes they do get away from me when I shuffle because they are very coated and slippery, but I'm just going to pull a card for us. Just what is a message? Banksy, what is a message that we could all use right now? Oh, I like the one that's down here at the bottom. Let's go ahead and put those down. Ooh, and here we have the Hermit. So we have Darth Vader listening to his boombox. And I find that very interesting. Instead of Darth Vader listening to the people around him and thinking about the origins of Darth Vader, you know, come to the dark side, and, you know, and stoking his ego and all of this, it's the Hermit I see with this card is Vader, you know, with all his gear, then he is Darth Vader. But then with the stereo, you see he's kind of moved away from the noise of the people that basically kiss his ass and want him to continue being Vader, continue being on the dark side. But here he's just like listening to his own jam. And sometimes we need to do that. And I see that as the Hermit here. There are people that maybe, you know, want to be on our side, but they get to a point where they are kind of maybe telling us what to do, even though they think they're doing it with the best intentions. And sometimes it's okay to walk away from that and just kind of jam to your own tune and listen to what's going on in your own head, because you are your own best compass. It's okay to bounce ideas off of other people, but in the end, you make the decisions that are best for you. All right, I'm digging this. I'm digging this. Okay, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. If you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell, ding, 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 for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading with me, and you actually want me to use the Banksy Tarot, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. In my shop, you'll see all my different types of readings, and just let me know upon booking if you want me to use the Banksy Tarot. In my Etsy shop, I do still have all my readings there as well, along with my sprays and salves and jewelry, kind of like this. You know, so you can also check out my Etsy shop if you wish, and there are links through my website. I am starting, or I have already started, I'm in the middle of making my own Oracle deck, and I have some really awesome peeps over on Patreon that are helping to support that, kind of like a Kickstarter, but it's to support not only that, but other projects that I'm doing. And so if you feel like that's something that you want to do, something you want to be a part of because you want to see me make certain things or do certain things, then head over to patreon.com/kittensweightsandtarot. And you can definitely check out my Wally's World Healing Journey Through Sacred Sites Oracle. That's the name of my oracle deck that I'm working on. I should have prototypes ready to go by the end of summer, which I'm totally stoked about. And then I have a 5 Elements Meetup, July 21st and 22nd, which is absolutely free. It's a healing meetup, learning how to find your own power for healing, healing each other, healing with the elements, meeting new people. We're going to have some good food because we're going to be going around San Diego to different sacred sites, different elements, places that are considered more air or more earth or more fire, more water, more spirit. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're interested, it's absolutely free, although donations are welcome. Just head over to my website, click on events, and you'll see the full itinerary. We'd love to have you. All right, so that's it from me, spiritual homies. Peace, love, and chicken grease.